Everybody, Joe Vizio here, hanging them up for another day. I'm actually going to take tomorrow off. Tomorrow I'm going to have a little bit of a relax and play video games day. My wife is, she's got some things that she wants to get into. I know her sister just bought a new car, so they're probably going to go over there and do all that women stuff and sit around and cackle with each other. So that's going to give me a little bit of video game time. And then later on that evening, we got the Christmas parade. Going to get to watch Santa Claus come in on that fire truck. And my daughter gets so excited over these things. And you know, I don't want to take anything away from the whole, Christmas tradition thing from my daughter. Actually, I'd like to see her get excited over things. And believe me, we try our very best to balance things. I can actually see 20 years down the road, my daughter sitting in front of her iPhone 25 and making videos about me and how I couldn't give her anything without telling her how many hours I had to work. And I'm just trying to teach her how to appreciate things. And she's starting to get the idea. But still, Santa Claus is coming to town, and now's that time to be excited, and now's the time that threat, don't make me call Santa, it works. Usually, you start doing this Santa calling in June and July, the kids are like, Santa schmana. But now, I got his number. Got little angels sitting there, but it's got little halos over their heads. So I've said this in a few different videos. I mean, I was a toy kid, and I never want to come off and portray that I was neglected in my childhood, because I wasn't neglected. Okay. My mother had no problem with, spending $1 or $2 on a Hot Wheel or Matchbox car for me when I was a kid. My mom really didn't have a lot of money. My father had the money, but, as much as maybe I might think it was at that time was more than what it is, I mean, he had his new girlfriend and her 2 kids to take care of, so plus me and my sister, there were 4 of us. So my father wasn't going to reach into his pocket and pull out a wad of cash and buy everybody a new toy for no reason. Christmases, birthdays, my father, he would do his best. He would do what he could. And, one of the better memories I have of my father is those times on my birthday when, he would just come and pick me up, and we'd drive over to Kitty City or Toys R Us, and, I'm sure he had some kind of a limit in his mind, but he just kind of let me go and pick out what I wanted. And I sure love to play with them toys. And I try and put the same kind of value in my daughter when it comes to that. I like to see my daughter get excited about a toy. I like to see my daughter care for her toys and line her little Lego people up and have them talking to each other. She's using her imagination. I don't really like the toys that are just electronic and you press buttons and it talks and stuff. The fire engine, it has the sounds and stuff. Now, when I was a kid, I had to make the woo woo sound with my mouth. If Fire Chief Jim had to talk to Hose Monkey Bob, I had to do the talking. So my daughter does that. And I love to sit there and listen to her when she's doing it. And she's having her little, her little Lego girls, and her having an animal birthday party. I love it. I love to listen to it. So when I see my daughter get excited for things like that and embracing things like that, it's not so much the materialism, but it's, I guess, being able to show caring, to be able to show empathy, for her to sit there and play a game that one of the animals got hurt and all the other little Lego girls are surrounding the animal and they're crying and they're making the little sounds. My daughter is expressing empathy. And that's what I want. So when we come to these Christmas times or birthdays and she starts getting excited and, oh, Daddy, I want this, I want that, I do my best. I do my absolute best. So, with Christmas coming up, I'll tell you guys a quick Christmas story. Maybe we can pull a little lesson out of this. And, this will probably be my last video for the weekend. I like to try and do maybe 2 videos a week, or if I got a lot on my mind, I might do 3, 4. I think this has been a little bit of an exciting week, so, I've had my ugly face in front of this camera quite a bit. And, let's get into this. And this is, the first Christmas that I had spent at my father's house after my mother and my father separated. And it was me and my sister that went over there, and of course they had the 2 boys over there, and I've explained it. These guys were like stepbrothers. Now there was the 4 of us. And we had woke up on Christmas morning, and we were all excited. But we weren't allowed to go down the stairs. We had to wait until, my dad and his girlfriend got up and they went down the stairs. And which, by the way, I'm going to take Ollie's advice and I'm going to start giving these people gaslighting names. So I'll probably say both of the names until everybody really starts catching on. My nickname for my father is Himself. Just like that, Himself. So when I talk about I had to wait for himself to go down the stairs and turn the Christmas lights on, I'm talking about my father. So, as we're sitting up in the bedroom up there and we're all, wide awake. It's got to be like 5:45 in the morning. The sun is just barely opening it up its eyes, and, it's the ass crack of dawn. And, we're sitting in the room and we're all speculating. And the 2 younger boys are just talking about, oh yeah, I hope we get this, and I hope we get this, and I want this, and I asked Santa Claus for that, and this and that. And I don't know what come over me, but I was trying to be the big guy, the guy with the common sense that was going to teach these youngins a lesson. I was only like a year or 2 older than the one boy and maybe 3 years older than the other boy. And just to give you a time frame, I'm probably 9 years old. So, we're all in there speculating, and I get up the gumption to be the adult, and I start telling them, well, guys, remember, there's 4 of us. So, maybe they don't have a lot of money, so, I wouldn't expect to get all that stuff. I don't know, I just thought that, maybe God was listening to me and I was saying the right thing. So we go down the steps. And himself is already awake and he's got the lights on, and he calls us down so that we can, get into some paper ripping. And we opened up everything and, we took care of us. We probably didn't get the most expensive Christmas gifts that somebody could buy, but again, they took care of us. I remember I got a basketball, man. I always wanted a basketball. I just started playing like Little League basketball, and this was friggin' great. So we got everything all open and done, and we're just kind of sitting there in a mess of paper just strewn all over the place, and the oldest boy looks at me and he says, "And you said that we weren't going to get a lot." Just like that. And sure as shit, my father he went ape shit. I was a little ingrate. I just, you're not great for anything. We can't take you anywhere. You're just stupid. You are just, and he just, berated me on Christmas morning. And as much as I tried to explain that what I was trying to say and what I was doing, I was 9 years old. I had all this pressure on top of me because now I'm in trouble. Everybody's looking at me, and it's Christmas morning. I didn't know how to explain myself. And the more I tried, the worse things got. There was no beating or no big punishment or anything like that, but for the rest of that day, I had to kind of live with that shame that I hurt my father's feelings. And it was shame. It was shame. As much as he was just calling me a little ungrateful mother, I felt like it. I didn't think that what I was saying was wrong. I was 9 years old. I had already knew that there was no such thing as Santa Claus. But, that's the way it goes sometimes, huh? So, change gears real quick and talk about this. And I've made this announcement many times before. I'll do it again. If I know that you guys have a channel, a YouTube channel where, you talk about these kind of things, I want to subscribe to you. Because I just love listening to, us little guys. Us little guys telling the stories of our lives. It's so therapeutic. And even if there is no way in hell you would ever want to record yourself and put it up on YouTube, I highly recommend that you record yourself just talking to yourself and telling your story. It's done wonders for me. And I know it's done a lot for a lot of people out there. Don't get on there and try and teach anybody anything. Maybe later on, once you get down, when you start figuring things out and you want to, start connecting the dots for some people, that's great. But like I said, even if you never want to post it on YouTube, even if you do it just for your own sake, You ought to do it. Don't post it anywhere. Don't even tell anybody about it. Just record your story. Think of something. Just think about that time that you came home late for something and your parents just berated you over it and it wasn't your fault. Anything. Just sit there and tell that story. Tell yourself how you felt when that happened to you. And then listen to it. And then put that camera away, put that phone away, wait 2 or 3 days, and then listen to it again. And then pull that camera out again and record yourself again. Record yourself telling any story that you want to tell. Anything that's ever bothered you. And I guarantee you that once you get through that, once you get through a few videos, you're going to start feeling something. You're going to start feeling empathy for yourself. It's a pretty important thing to be able to feel. You know, we can listen to other people's stories, and that's all great. And we can relate with people. That's great as well. But once that is yourself, that you have to try and relate to, it's something different. Talk to the camera like it was a therapist. Give it a name. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes to get you going. And I can guarantee you, maybe that first time you watch yourself, you're going to feel uncomfortable. You're going to look at yourself on that little screen, or if you watch it on your computer or your TV, you're going to watch yourself on that bigger screen, and you're going to be like, holy crap, is that a pimple? Oh my God. You'll do it. But the more you do it, the easier it gets. And the more you do it, the better you feel. Joe guarantees it. So, I'm going to wrap this up. I am home. My wife is waiting for me. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come out of my car here, and I'm going to try and keep this camera going as I move it off of my mount here and stuff like that. And you know, I got my Christmas stuff kind of going. And I just want to, I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not. I kind of got, no, you can't see it. What about, there you go. See, I kind of got some spinner light going on. You probably can't see my tree real good. Yeah, you see all them lights going in my tree? You know, we're still working on it. They have in my neighborhood, there is this Christmas decorating contest. And, you know, we have our one local neighbor down here. He more than likely always wins this thing. He's like the Hank Hill of the neighborhood. But maybe not this year. Maybe not even next year. But one of these years, I'm going to kick this guy's ass, and I'm going to win that certificate of participation that you get in the Christmas contest. So, guys, thank you very much. Thank you for all the support, and record yourself. You don't have to show it to anybody. Record yourself and watch it. Thanks, guys.